day out, of seeing people die, of not having all the resources we need. Even in our country, we fight with that challenge. We have too many patients. You know, when I came out of emergency medicine in 1990, we were seeing about 80 million patients a year. We've now doubled that. We're seeing 140 to 150 million patients a year. So our beds are full. We oftentimes don't have enough beds. We don't have enough nurses. Sometimes we don't have enough doctors. So that is one of our challenges. We also have the challenge of how do we pay for this? Emergency medicine is not inexpensive. It is expensive. But I argue that it is the most important specialty that we need in our country and in the world. In the United States, we also now face an awful challenge. And this is opiates. It's drug overdoses. That now in the United States, drug overdoses are killing as many people as car accidents. It's an awful thing that we have to fight in our country right now. We also have a workforce issue, that we have a lot of very good doctors in the city, but in the country, in the rural areas where probably care needs the most, we don't have necessarily the right doctors or the right supplies or the right resources. And that is a challenge that we are facing here in our country right now. We also look at when people spend a lot of money on emergency medicine, how do we determine if that's enough, if we need more, if we're spending too much? And so one of the things that we are looking at, and it's a challenge, is to make sure there is value in what we do. We have to prove that what we do saves lives and is a good use of our resources. And of course, the other thing that we have to do, and is a challenge, is to supervise the hospitals, ambulances, and the way we transport patients back and forth. If we don't supervise them, what good is it? So we have to be involved in the entire spectrum of that care. The American College of Emergency Physicians has a lot of resources, and we're trying to make sure that we can share those with everybody. We do have a program that's our Ambassador Liaison program, where we have Americans that are, as you know, many of them, are very interested in advancing emergency medicine in countries around the world. This is one of the programs that we have developed. We also have a lot of online educational support, and we're trying to develop even more of that for the international crowd. So we would like your help and support in translating some of this, translate it into Vietnamese, so that it's useful for all people to use, and it's something that we would like to share with you. We also, as our specialties progressed, we started off just being emergency medicine, but now we have many, many different areas of interest, including ultrasound, including, as I mentioned, ambulances. We have air transport. We have hyperbarics, which is if someone has a diving injury or a burn. We have many, many different areas of interest. And we have over 38 interest groups, and I think now we're at 41. Every year there are certain areas of specialty, and as you progress, you will see that people become more and more specialized. Our specialty has changed a lot, and it is changing a lot right now in the United States. One of the things people think about is the emergency department is a place. I argue emergency medicine is a specialty and not a place. And that as we develop more technology, we'll be able to deliver emergency medicine outside the hospital. And that's something that we will be going towards as the future progresses and technology gets even better. We look at scope of practice. As we see the other specialties, the cardiologists become more and more specialized. We need to be the ones that are the decision makers and the people making decisions of when we call the cardiologists, when we call the surgeons, when we call the neurosurgeons. And we can do a lot of that with the right training and skills. We've also do, as you know, quite a bit of teaching. And a lot of the people here do phenomenal work. And many are not necessarily attached with ASAP, but we are able and willing to help you wherever we can. We have simulation labs. We're trying to do as much remote learning that we can actually teach from the United States. We don't necessarily need to come here all the time. And these are some of the services that we're willing to share and want to share with you. We also have, as I mentioned, online, and we have journals. And this coming year, we will be making a new journal. And this journal is going to be dedicated more to rural and to resource, less intense data. Because so much of our stuff in our initial journal is very advanced. In fact, even as a clinically practicing doctor, it's not always relevant to me. So we want to make sure that we can get all those articles. For every article that's currently published in our journal in the United States, there's over 100 articles that we don't accept. So we need, and a lot of those are very, very good articles. So we encourage you as well, if there is some area of research that you see that's important, that advances emergency medicine, whether it's in the United States or in Vietnam or in Asia, please think about submitting that to our journal. The last thing I would like to do is I would like to invite Dr. An, Dr. Chi, Dr. Sun, and Dr. Lai up here because I would like to present with them one of my President's Medals. So please come up. I give this medal out to the people that have helped advance emergency medicine. And here are our four great leaders, and I'd like to present them with this medal. So please acknowledge them. One last thing, this is just a beautiful crowd, and I want to take a picture of all of you. Thank you very much. I look forward to spending the next several days with you. Thank you again for your hospitality.
Xin trân trọng cảm ơn giáo sư Paul Kivela, thay mặt cho Trung úy Mỹ, là một hội mà đã bảo trợ cho hoạt động của tôi trong nhiều năm qua. Xin trân trọng cảm ơn giáo sư, trân trọng cảm ơn anh em và tất cả các thầy cô, các giảng viên rất nhiều quốc gia. Xin tiếp theo, tôi xin trân trọng kính mời thầy cô, các giảng viên đại diện cho các giảng viên liên cục xây dựng để ban tổ chức được tặng hoa thay cho lời cảm ơn cho sự giúp đỡ của các vị lãnh đạo, của các thầy cô, của các giảng viên trong nhiều năm qua. Tôi xin được trân trọng kính mời giáo sư Jim Boliman, chủ tịch liên đoàn khép kín quốc tế IFM, người mà đã trong rất nhiều năm